Let me introduce you to Stas. Stas?
Hey everyone, I am so excited to introduce this next co-op. I personally am a speculative fiction writer, so when I found out that there was a group called Earthseed that was going to be in the program, I was like, I gotta meet them. I gotta work with them if I can. And they have been just the sweetest, most creative and visionary group. Um, I personally do not have a green thumb. Anything that I try to grow dies immediately, but it makes me wish that I lived in Chicago because I truly believe that if they could help me, I'd be able to have a garden too. I think that they are doing beautiful work, bringing Octavia Butler's vision from Earthseed into life, bringing speculative fiction into reality. And I know you'll fall for this team too. I'm excited to introduce Charisma and Mel, and I'll share their slides.
Hi everyone, I'm Charisma and I've been working with Earthseed for over 3 seasons.
I'm Mel, and I'm in my second season with Earthseed. Our co-op draws major inspiration from Octavia Butler's work, hence the name Earthseed. In Octavia Butler's Parable series, Earthseed is a fictional belief system grounded in the principles of change, readiness, and adaptability. As the world continues to change, these principles remain incredibly important to us.
Who are we? We are Earth Healers. Earthseed Native Landscaping Edible Gardens, LWCA, is a Chicago-based worker-owned garden installation and landscaping business founded in 2021. We provide skilled services by Black and Brown land stewards to build a collective capacity to do landscaping and beautification efforts for the land, people, pollinators, and ecosystem. We currently have 10 active members.
Our purpose is to enrich the bond between Black and Brown communities and the land. Through the cultivation of an urban ecosystem, we aspire to create a legacy of land ethics and stewardship for generations to come. Why we strive to heal the land: restoring and regenerating ecosystems, soil remediation,
Reclaiming and remembering our agency within the land, and increasing access to green spaces for Black and Brown people in areas of knowledge, resources, and connection.
designing with care. Clients are looking to design their space with beauty and purpose, but may not know how to start that process or worry about the costs. Some of the ways that we provide affordable services is through using accessible materials such as cardboard, customizing client proposals, and sourcing our plants locally.
Through our work, we offer landscape services in native and perennial gardens, edible gardens, and agricultural carpentry. We build community through youth and intergenerational garden education, neighborhood beautification efforts, and deepening relationships to each other, land, and food.
From our services, many clients have been able to restore the health of their space, create a routine, and gain understanding of plant care. Some of our accomplishments over the years include LWCA Incorporation, developing our first youth program, tripling our clientele, and being the only Black and Brown worker-owned landscaping co-op on the south side of Chicago.
As Earthseed evolves these next few years, we hope to continue growing our clientele, increasing community and corporate partnerships, and acquiring a second vehicle. We operate through solidarity economics and regenerative land practices, using client insights to refine services, strengthen community value, and drive long-term revenue sustainability.
What we're asking for today to continue our vision is $100K in grants and investments. We'll use these funds toward training programs, increasing community outreach, for equipment, vehicle maintenance and insurance, also savings and overhead.
We appreciate you for taking the time to listen and learn about Earthseed. With your support, we will continue restoring ecosystems by preserving the land one space at a time.
In the words of Octavia Butler, we are Earth life, fulfilling in purpose and destiny. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you all so much for the opportunity to be a part of this cohort.